Welcome to the Relationship Reflections Podcast. I'm Rosado. This podcast came after a breakup. Yes, if there is a frown, you turn that upside down. And the best way to do that is to reflect on the lessons you have learned. So if you want to learn from someone else's journey on how to do relationships better, this podcast is for you. Enjoy Relationship Reflections by Rosado.
Relationship reflection of the day. This morning I was listening to some talks as I got ready, and I heard an analogy that was very, very helpful when it related to relationships. The analogy was that sometimes when we struggle letting things go because we think we need that thing in our next season. And the person speaking used an example of a cocoon. He said that cocoon had a very specific purpose, and that time it protected that person and it protected that caterpillar in that time. It was in the cocoon as it was being developed, but it needed to shed the cocoon before it could become a butterfly. And in relationships, sometimes that happens. You really feel like this person or relationship has been such a form of protection, and you want to take it with you in the next chapter, in the next season. But part of shedding that relationship or shedding that thing is so that you can become everything God's called you to be, becoming that butterfly. I've had many conversations with people as they navigate through past relationships that they thought was supposed to be something and it wasn't, or in hopes to change somebody. And what I find fascinating is the breakthrough once they released that or let that go, once they surrendered it, once they dropped it, once they said, I can't take this cocoon with me, I'm ready to fly. That is so encouraging. That's so awesome. If you can view something as a navigated through season, if you can view that cocoon as thank you, I needed that in that journey. Thank you, there was protection there. Thank you, there was help there. Thank you, that made me who I am. And if we can do that for other people, hey, I helped that person in that season. Hey, I helped contribute to the person they've become. But in this next season, as we've developed and as we've grown, we are not able to go together anymore. We're not able to go into this next chapter together. Now, I'm talking about dating. I'm not talking about marriage. I think marriage is very different. You're going to evolve together and do life together. And that's a part of the process. And it's a commitment. And there's beauty in that commitment. But in dating and evolving in your own identity, I think sometimes we outgrow one another. That's hard to say, but and maybe the very thing that connected each other in one season, for example, that cocoon was necessary for the development of another person. Once that thing is no longer needed, that connection is gone. I'm speaking in super general terms, and you know what, even as I speak, I immediately start combating myself and thinking about different scenarios have different things. And every time I share, it's, again, take it with a grain of salt. What's for you, take it. What's not for you, throw it away. But that for me today was super helpful to remember that you don't have to look at the cocoon and be angry and feel like they took something from you or you lost something. You can look at the cocoon and say thank you because it provided something in the season. You can look at the cocoon and say it served its purpose. Everything that happened within that was real. Everything that happened within that cocoon was real. It just doesn't belong in the next chapter. That's my relationship reflection of the day. Hope it encourages you.